Okay, now hello, welcome back everyone. Today I have a new thing, which is this. Now this is the Lumix GM1. I've wanted this thing for literally forever. Like since it went out, I was always going for this thing. Like literally, look at how small this thing is. Let me compare this thing to my Sony XZ1. This is Sony XZ1, which is a phone obviously. This is the GM1. Like, look at how small this is. You can actually fit in the screen. And this is a 5-inch screen, not even 5.2 inch. I mean, not even like a large screen. See, look how small that is. So that's awesome, I'd say. And this thing is in some ways better than my A7S I'm using to film this thing. So for the few days I've had this thing, for now at least, I've used this thing way more than I've used the A7S, and way more in a different mode than I've used the A7S. So if you see me right now, see this thing right now, what you see right here, let me go show you this. Focus in. There you go. Look. There. This is now in this mode, which I don't think I've switched my A7S to. This is scene mode. And with this Lumix GM1, it just feels so fun to be shooting out there again. Like, without lacking that huge A7S anymore, I can actually take more fun photos and less like tired style photos. So let me go show you what this is. This thing is the Lumix 12-32mm lens. Let me go focus in. Let me go stop this thing down to f4 or something like that, because T1.5 is way too shallow of a depth of field for this type of like filming. So this is 12-32, and if you know me, like before this YouTube stuff, even before YouTube, I think I had this Olympus EPM1. So that was like Micro Four Thirds camera also, and I think it's way bigger than this. It's like this big, I think, probably. Yeah, it's about this big. That's a PM1. It's a Pen Mini. Now I've tried the Friends EP3, I think, if not EP2, and that's way bigger. So actually, this is very very small, and every single time I hold this thing, I actually feel like I'm holding a Pentax Q for some reason. Like that small microscopic mirrorless camera thing that I actually viewed few weeks ago, I think. So that thing's a very very small camera, and this actually feels very similar to it in some ways. So this has a Micro Four Thirds sensor, which is way bigger than the Pentax Qs, obviously. There you go. It's the lens. The lens actually feels not very cheap. Actually feels okay enough in build quality. Not like the Sony 16-50mm kit lens. This thing actually is plastic, but it actually feels nice in the hand. It has like proper dampening, not like the freely moving, what you call that thing, the spin wheel thing on the Sony 1650. And also it does not have this like stupid scroll thing on the side. That's awesome to me. And also it collapses like the 1650, but the 1650 actually is like about this big if it collapses, and like this big if it's like not collapsed. And this thing, if you extend it at like full length, I think it would be about this long. I think it's the longest at 12. Let me see. Yeah, at 12mm it's the longest, so it's this big. Then if you want to zoom in, it actually gets smaller. Then if you collapse it in, it actually is very very small. It's like only a few centimeters, not even one. Oh shit. Lucky this thing is not like open. This is my gas that I usually use for like lens repair and stuff. This lens is not even 1 inch, I think. See, it's like just under 1 inch. And it's I think exactly 1 inch if you actually put this lens cap on. See? Actually it's a bit more than 1 inch if you put the lens cap on, but it's about 1 inch in length. So it's awesome as heck. Only thing wrong with this thing is, as you can see right there, this is supposed to be silver, and the on-off switch should be like not only nil accessible. So that's the thing that's wrong about this thing. Like every single camera I have has something wrong, except for like the A7S and stuff like that. But this thing has this thing broken off, and I found one thingiverse, but the thingiverse part was like upside down, and I heard this was like a common issue. So what I did was I remixed myself the thingiverse thing, and I'm printing it right now. So that's gonna be fixed in a future video. Now, also another thing I have to complain about this thing is this. Let me go show you this. This flash is very what you call this thing? Not nice, I'd say. So if you open the flash, it actually goes out nice, like very smooth. Then the up down thing actually is very like not smooth. So like you press it and it's like jittery, not like a smooth little press like on the Nex 6 or the 6000. Now I'm comparing this to Sony so much because I obviously use Sony a lot. So this, when you press down, see, it actually like does not go very fluidly. There you go, see. Then also if you press this thing in like a normal flash, now this time it actually went in properly, but sometimes when you close it, it actually only closes like half the flash. So see, wait, I think it fixed itself. Wait, let me go show you. Yeah, fixed itself. Okay, so like sometimes this thing actually does not want to close that way, so it only closes like, let me go pull this thing back out. It only closes like this. So in this condition, you have to press this whole thing down and it'll stick, but sometimes it won't stick properly. And so that's one drawback of this super small design. Second drawback is, unlike the Pentax Q, this thing has a pretty big lens, like a pretty wide lens, not like a small thin lens that Pentax Q has. And so the effects of putting a thick lens on a thin body, I mean on a relatively thin body like this thing, let me go measure, yeah, about an A7S minus the grip. So this is very thin, and the thing about that is that you have like very little room for your fingers to go. So I've actually found myself holding it like this when I'm going around, like chopsticks, and like you can actually hold it with two fingers and not have it fall down. So the thing with this design is you actually have nowhere to like put your finger. So this thing actually feels nice in the hand, in this thumb rest thingy. Then this sharp button also actually goes well. Turning the mode knob also works well. But the thing is that my fingers are like dangling off, so I'm only holding this in 3 fingers. See? 1, 2, and 3. These 2 are like useless. So that actually is not very nice for me. Sometimes I actually hold it like this for some reason, but I am not sure how they actually intended me to hold this thing, so I'm not gonna do anything about how I hold it. Then stupid ants. Then another thing is that this dial thing about the AFC, which is continuous. The AFS was like single autofocus, and this thing looks like MF, I think. It should be MF, but mine has like eroded away, so I'm not sure. Manual focus is really hard at this thing, like it's almost impossible. Let me show you. So this is me in AFS mode, so it only focuses like once. Let me go find a subject to focus on, see? So this is AFS. Then if you go to like AFC, sometimes it'll just like keep on focusing out and in of something, which is pretty odd. Let me go show you. See? It's pretty odd. Now in AFS does not show this issue, which is welcome, I'd say, because you pretty much only have like AF on this thing. Then if you go to MF is like super odd. Like if you look at MF, I don't really know how the heck you actually put this thing in MF. Like literally it's pretty hard. Then if you, I think it's because I'm in C mode, so if I'm in the P mode, I think I can actually change it. So see, now it's in AF, which is so odd. Then once you zoom in out, let's see, I think I should put this thing back down into AFC, into MF. Like I've already had this thing for like 2 days, so I should understand how the heck this thing actually works. See, now it's in AF again, like what the hell. So if you push this thing back, that's in MF. This, like how the heck do you even use MF? Now it's in AF again, see? So this thing's really not a nice thing to manually focus if you have like a no manual focus ring thing on the front, but if you do, then that's a good thing to have. Then for the creative modes, this thing actually made me shoot some black and white for some reason. It just feels like okay to like shoot rubbish photos in this thing, cause I don't know, for some reason this thing feels nice. Then the video is actually pretty nice. This thing has a GX7 I think sensor in here, which is good enough. Thing is that cause it's so small and the thermal properties are probably rubbish, Panasonic has like limited us to only setting this thing up to like 1080 25 I think. See, so that's not very good, I'd say, and I do not really like that feature. Then for the batteries, I have like one original battery and two fake ones. This is a fake one, and I've got a problem with these fake ones. So the other problem I find with using fake batteries on this thing is that sometimes they don't actually lock properly. So wait, let me go recreate the issue. Gonna make this thing lock in. Sometimes the door will close if this thing actually is locked in. Let's see. Must be everything all well, but sometimes it actually does not well close until you like take the battery out and put it back in, which is pretty odd. And yesterday I actually had my SanDisk 64 gig V30 card on like inside this thing, and it got stuck for some reason. So it does have a crack on it on the front, but for some reason it does not stick on any other camera except for this thing, which is pretty odd. And so I had to like pull it force out of this thing. Now the image, so yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you about this lens. This lens, with all its drawbacks, is actually very, very nice. Like, it actually focuses well, very fast. It's actually very small, and it actually produces really nice images. Then, so I'm actually not regretting using a kit lens on this thing because of the fact that it's so small. So next, let me go through the menu system. Let me go see. Okay, so this menu system is, I think, better than Sony's, but I'm not very used to this obviously because I always use Sony. And the thing is that you can actually like go about your business with this, or like using these arrow keys, and also using touchscreen. In Sony, if you wanna like go up and down, you probably have to use a scroll wheel because you can't really like scroll properly. So I really wish they actually put this like up and down thingy on here. This is like way better. And okay, so I think the proper way to talk about this thing is like, this thing's an awesome thing, just nobody actually realizes it's awesome. It's like the RX100 I think, but the RX100s actually do have like a huge following from people, but not everyone knows about them. Like, if you bring this A7S like that's filming right now out, people are gonna see like, okay, that's a nice camera, but if somebody looks at this like super tiny thing that's smaller than your phone, probably they'll think like, what the heck is this thing? It's probably gonna like produce rubbish images. So I'd say if you wanna get Lumix GM1, go for it. Like, it's so small that does not like bother you. I can actually put this thing in any pocket I have right now, except for like tie chains and stuff like that. Then, and also I don't really wear tie chains, so I'm not gonna use tie chains. So I can probably like bring this thing anywhere I can. I mean, anywhere I go. Then also the Wi-Fi. If you've used the Sony camera in the past, you're gonna know like the Wi-Fi is so rubbish. Like that, what you call, I think the imaging, what the heck is this thing called? The imaging, there you go, imaging edge. This thing's rubbish. Like, it's so laggy and stuff like that, that actually it's not worth using. With this thing, I found myself moving photos to my phone with only like Wi-Fi, while in Sony cameras, even the ones that do have Wi-Fi and NFC and stuff like that, I do not use the Wi-Fi at all, cause of the fact that it actually takes really long to move. With the Panasonic, actually it's very fast. Like, all you need to do to move stuff is just turn this thing on. There you go. Turn the lens out. It's on right now. Put the FN button in. Then all you need to do is just wait for this thing to go blue. See? Not on. So that's pretty fast, and I really like that about this thing. So I might retire my A7S with this thing, but I'm not sure. So I think that's it for my video right now. I'm sure that you know that I really like this thing, obviously. So thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. If you do like this video, give an up vote or like a thumbs up. And if you do not like it, then it's up to you. You can just be quiet or like, what you call it, I think down vote or like thumbs down. So thank you everyone, and goodbye. Have a nice day. Keep safe.